Hey, TV people, you got your Howlin' Mad Mud Duck back at you. Still early Tuesday morning, and it can't even be 10 o'clock yet. Let's see what we got here. Okay, it's 10:15 already. Did my Monday morning appointment. Still can't get Alex Jones or David Knight. Real News with David Knight to come up live like it should be running. I've been listening to live Alex Jones in the morning for like 10 years now. Then all of a sudden I can't get live InfoWars in the morning. Bullshit. So I called Google. Because to complain about YouTube, you gotta call Google. Evidently, them swinging dicks are down in Riverside, California. And the first time I called, I went through all the automated bullshit, and it told me that push this button, push it, that button, push this button. And then it told me that all of their representatives are busy right now, and it'll be at least an hour wait. So I said, the hell with that, I'll deal with this when I get home. So I get home and I call the number again, and and I go through the punching buttons again, and you can change their elevator music. You punch different buttons and get different elevator music. Strange fucking on-hold music. First of all, I'm sitting there listening to some sort of electro-funky rock bullshit that makes my ears bleed. And all of a sudden it goes into Waltz of the Flowers or something like that. I recognized it as a waltz. I remember it as being a classical piece. Yeah, Waltz of the Flowers. So, about time that is finished, the computer voice comes back on, male computer voice, and tells me that all of their representatives has stepped away and I'll have to call back later. And hangs up on me. I'm 45 minutes into this whole shit and they pull that on me. Shady shit, but guys, that's not a good business practice. So when I go to download the last video that I made about not being too fucking happy, they tell me I gotta punch in a verification code. I've never had to punch in a verification code to verify that I'm me before on YouTube. So I punch the button and it takes me over to a Washington, D.C. phone number. Now, why in the hell, when I'm dealing with Google, do I go from a Riverside, California number to a Washington, D.C. number? Yeah, I know what the area codes are. I ain't a damn dummy. I remember numbers. I mean, I remember numbers I shouldn't remember. So I'm sitting here going through my YouTube shit and got recordings of Alex Jones, but nothing live. And I'm thinking that YouTube is busy destroying themselves because they're censoring input. And I've run into all sorts of shit on YouTube that should be censored. I didn't know there was porn on YouTube. Surprised the hell out of me. And don't ever punch up porn on YouTube. That's just a gander at to see what the hell YouTube's got in the way of porn, because shit. You'll be getting your goddamn suggestion box filled full of all sorts of shit you didn't want. So, sitting here looking like this, doing that. I screwed up. I thought yesterday was the 31st for some reason. Thought I was getting paid last night. Was all loaded up in the truck, ready to go. Had to spend my last few ducats that I had sitting in the bank to throw in the truck to do gas miles, get some gas to get up to Tacoma and back. On the way out of Tacoma, I get a 78 square body pickup truck like mine with 383 badges on it, okay? I don't know where this guy got the Mopar 383 badges, but when I seen him roll up behind me, in my mirror, in his grill, it said 383. Okay. I think the boy was bragging, because mine said 350. Okay. And definitely in a 383. Hold on a second. Going in. Bye, baby. And he come up alongside me, and he looked at me and nodded and put his foot into it. And I said, oh boy, I got me one. So I opened up the secondaries on this. She ain't much to look at. She ain't much to look at. You know, little chrome timing cover, valve covers, chrome dipstick for the oil, for the tranny. You know, the chrome valve covers, chrome dipstick for the... I painted the tip of it orange so I could find the sumbitch. And down in here, even underneath in here someplace, chrome oil pan. And like my dad always said, that chrome don't make it go faster, does it? And I said, no, but the chrome makes it look prettier as it's going faster. And, yeah, it says 350 on it, but that's a lie. And I got up alongside him, and he's got his foot into it, and I'm just tickling my secondaries, and I give him a bye-bye, and I put my foot into it and walked away from him, and he tried to keep up with me, and it just wasn't happening. He couldn't believe my old rust bucket truck was as fast as it was, because here's his, it's a 78, all shiny and clean and pretty and all that, and me, I'm driving that, okay? That ugly old beast. And that ugly old beast walked away from his pretty little 383 stroker truck. Of course, I didn't let the guy know that I'm running a stroker myself, and it's a little bigger than a 383. Very, very thin-walled small block. She's been punched 60 over, line board 60 over, and she's stroked, so yeah. I don't put 383 badges on mine and fucking advertise shit like that. She ain't no hot rod. She'll turn them 16.5 tires over, them 35s over. Scares me sometimes when it's wet. I mean, I've stepped into it coming out of it, make a left-hand turn and done donuts in the middle of the intersection because she got away from me. So, made it home, sitting here. It's an overcast day. According to the weather service, it was supposed to be 89 degrees today. And I'm looking here going, well, I'm not seeing no blue skies. I'm seeing overcast. Overcast. A little bit of wind blowing. Not much, just a little bit. When those trees up there start rocking back and forth, that's when I get the hell out of the woods. Anything over 18 miles an hour, I'm out of here. Why? Because, that there is the first tree that came down on me. That's the one that took out the camper and the white Cavalier that the old lady hated. And, let's see. Where is the second tree that come down on me? Well, there's part of the second tree in with the aluminum cans and shit. Second tree come down on me, took out the rest of the camper. And, across the back of what's left of the Cavalier, there's the third tree that come down on me. Stump from the first tree and part of the tip of the third tree. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3. And the one that come down and fucked off the trailer I'm in now. That's laying right there. So, I have a reason to get out of here when the wind starts blowing. Oh, finally, one of them come up. There's one of my little flowers finally come up. Little flowers in there. Tomato plant ain't doing too good. My sweet Williams are dying off. Yeah. So, I'm just kind of sitting out here enjoying the weather because I can. It's cooled off. Feels like it's going to rain. I smell marine air. I smell salt water. Oh, speaking of trees that come down, this one here, this one come down on an angle. It's come down there off of that one there, and it come down, and it was on an angle, and missed my pickup truck that I had parked where the 17-footer's at. That I'm still gutting out and trying to get around to finish fixing, but somewhere along the line I lost enthusiasm. Got a plank that I need for the transom. I'm just lost enthusiasm. I go out and tinker on it for a few minutes here, a few minutes there, but I'm just not really enthused about it right now. Old probe sitting here that I'm eventually going to get around to finding a new transmission for. Gotta find one out of a Mazda, evidently. Oh, one thing that I did see earlier today, I thought was one of the prettiest little flowers I ever seen. This little flower right there. That's on my potatoes. Really didn't feel vegetable gardening this year. Every time I try to grow some, the fucking birds or the squirrels or... And I got a few fuchsias blooming. Looks like I might have some bachelor buttons going. Waiting for this to bloom. Oh, it's blooming over here. That's my butterfly bush. The day that I